Have you ever been at the poker table and seen something unbelievable? Even veteran poker players like Tom Dwan can fall victim to the egoistic fallacy. In this video, we are going to define the egoist fallacy, go over why it's important at any stake in poker, and how this could have played in to Tom Dwan's river decision. I became familiar with the egoistic fallacy from The Psychology of Poker. If you're not familiar with that book, that's okay because this is a YouTube video. You don't have to read.
I like your spunk. Phrasing. Shut up!
According to the book, we try to put ourselves in others' shoes, but see his situation in our own eyes, not his. The example used in the book is when you're trying to put the pre-flop raiser on a hand, you might think of what hand you need to raise, then assume they think like you do. Since you have your own tendencies, you might misread your opponent's hand.
French fry when you pizza, you're gonna have a bad time.
You probably play poker with guys that don't re-raise with hands like ace king or pocket jacks because they never hit. We know the flaw in that logic, but if you don't know who those people are in your player pool, you may fall victim to the egoistic fallacy. You don't always play with the same players. You may travel for a World Series of Poker or WPT event. You might be on vacation in Southern California and want to check out the Hustler Casino. Or you might find yourself on a ski trip in Vancouver and want to check out how the Canucks play cards. The point is, you rarely sit down at the poker table and have history with all the players. By being aware of the egoistic fallacy, you can avoid the trap of thinking you and your opponents think the same way. Now that we're familiar with the egoistic fallacy, let's roll through the hand, and I want you to pay attention to what Tom Dwan is saying when he's making this river decision.
The guy with the beautiful hands, clearly, as we look at a queen high flop. Got an action flop here for sure. Tom Dwan has flopped a straight. Peter with top two. We have been kind of waiting for our first action flop of the day, and we've got one. Tom Dwan, who was our biggest loser yesterday, up against the biggest winner, Peter, and it's two pair versus the straight. And Doug Polk is the one raising. For what it's worth, Doug is not drawing dead. Peter makes the call. Dwan makes the call, $119,000 in the pot. Blank on the turn. Dwan now 83% to win the hand if it goes to showdown. Peter checks it. Oh, wow. Peter ran like a god yesterday, and he continues. He checks back the turn and fills up on the river. Dwan betting for value here. There's no reason to think that his straight isn't good. And he bet 72,000, and Peter has the stones. He's got the absolute nutter balls. 191,000 over to Peter. Just a question of how much does he raise and can Dwan get away from it? Each one of those purple chips, there's 25K each. There's the reaction from Dwan. Yeah. After just a brutal day yesterday, it continues in day two.
What's going on?
$415,000 pot. Dwan with the straight.
My brain's not working enough to find a language.
What a cagey check back from Peter.
picking up today where we left off yesterday, huh?
Yeah. Just Peter's raising the river. I'm in a spot where, like, how can he have it? But he's got to have it. And then 152 more. Oh. You don't have a set, right? Do you really have Queen 10 or Queen 9? I feel like you check it. I don't feel like you check it. I feel like I'm never good, but how can I be beat? What the fuck? Can you have like ace queen? Maybe? I don't think so. Triple cheese, sorry. Ooh, 1 second. 1 minute.
Dwan takes a lot of heat for taking a lot of time, but this is a difficult spot. Peter, an absolute statue.
I just don't feel like he checks too far. Checks so fast, too. Checks so fast.
There's the call.
Oh, yeah.
And a little bit of a slow roll as he says nuts.
Oh, my lord.
And a $567,000 pot, the biggest pot of the night so far.
I don't blame him. I think a lot of people do it. I get caught myself sometimes doing this, which is exactly why I recognize this watching the stream. So tell me, would you have fallen for it? Do you recognize this often? Let me know what you think.
It's just nice to see the straddle really wreck somebody, you know? It's just good to see it. Do you have a queen?
Straight.